Hi, so we're carrying on with Umos' story with my little Leica compact on the fence because Alba's superstar that she is, yeah, it's not fair. She spent so much time helping me with this project in general, with Live and Breathe Horses going online. And yeah, so we'll miss her talent a bit on this film, but going forward, you know, hopefully lockdown's done and she's off back to Malaga, so we'll need to get a bit better at doing it on our own. So since we started Umos' story last week, and I've managed to do a few sessions with him this week, 2 of which I got a bit of film. So I've made some notes. So before we get started today, let's just take a look at what we've been doing during the week. So last Sunday that was just a bit to see where he's at. And then on Tuesday, are you reading it, Umo? You see what you've been up to? On Tuesday, yeah, we saddled him up in the yard with the girth just firm enough for the saddle to stay on. And then we came round, we had a walk, we went up very carefully, 1 hole, then another hole, then another hole. We did some groundwork, circles, changes of direction, yielding the hindquarters, some backing, slow and steady. And then we went on to loose schooling. And the canter was better. He had a little bronco, but much less. He finished smooth with that. So that was on Tuesday. And then we didn't manage again till Friday. Actually, I'm just realising it's 2 weeks ago that we started. So that's why we did Tuesday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. And today is Saturday. We repeated the groundwork exercises again. And he still did a bit of a bronco with the feeling of the girth, but much less. He got smooth much quicker, and he didn't canter disunited behind, which is a sure sign that he's happier to stay in the space. You know, that's a bit about wanting to escape out and just generally not feeling aligned with what's going on. We also put the stirrups down. So we let the stirrups down quite short, much shorter than my length, because we don't want to risk him putting his foot up and getting it caught in the stirrup. But just so the stirrups are moving around a bit and he gets used to the feeling of that. So on Monday, that was Monday the 4th, we had a bit of a problem with horse eating cushions. Well, not a problem, it was a great learning opportunity. So over there in the bus stop, we'd cleaned out Alba was cleaning out a room, and we put what we're going to do with all the old cushions. Great, fill up the bus stop. Of course, Umo came through the gate and he was snorting and wanted to run right back out the gate again. And I was thinking, what is it? What is it? And I thought, oh shit, of course it's the cushions. So we spent a bit of time just getting brave enough to go over to the fence. I climbed through, brought some cushions out. He decided they were not horse-eating cushions, and he got quite okay with that. Then we just let him loose. He was a bit wound up, so we did have a good old bronco buck around, but again, he got smooth much quicker. So then on the Tuesday of this week, we did a bit of groundwork again. Can you come over here, Ramon? Again, the same process with the girth, going up very gradually. We did the groundwork again, circles, trying to get a bit of bend towards the inside in our circles, doing accurate changes of direction. So quarter turn with the hindquarters, quarter turn with the forequarters to make the change of direction. We did backing, and we did moving the front quarters across. And then we went on to joining those 2 things together, so doing back and across, which is a wonderful exercise for engaging the hindquarters, flexing the back. It's a nice gymnastic. And then we finished off on Tuesday with moving the stirrups more, slapping around on the saddle with my hand, and putting some weight in the stirrup with my hand, pushing down. And what else did we do? Oh yeah, jumping up and down beside him, just to get him used to that feeling, because that was when we had a big drama, so that's maybe a whole other story of its own. But yeah, so just getting him used to the feeling of where the rider's going to be. And then this Thursday, which was full super flower moon. So it's May, it was a flower moon, super moon because it was closest to Earth. So we had a bit of bronco going on again. So it just shows how sensitive he is to everything, that it's still going on. You know, ideally it would be a bit more regular. So that's in the last 2 weeks, including the first one we did, 6. So not even every second day. But anyway, there's a lot of other stuff going on. We do what we can, don't we, Umo? Poco poco. And it doesn't matter because the horse always remembers the last session you've done, so it doesn't really matter. We started off again with a little bit of groundwork. Circles, moving the hindquarters across, accurate changes of direction. And actually my intention on Thursday was to finish by getting up on the fence. So he gets more used to seeing me up above him. And just to, you know, move around up above the saddle area. Make sure I can lead him by the fence from the ground, get up on the fence, and then lead him by from up top, that he gets used to seeing me up there. And also to teach him to come alongside me when I get up on something, so that in the future, when I'm too old and stiff to get on, he's used to coming over beside whatever I climb on. But that didn't happen because, you know, you always have to be flexible with your plan. That was my plan. But what actually happened was I became very aware that he, I mean, I know this because I've seen this before in him, but we haven't actually addressed it, and it just seemed the right moment to address it. So he's very defensive on his near side, his left side. That could be for several reasons. You know, the horses, especially if they're slightly nervous or wary, they'll have one side that they'll give you, and that can be because they're more confident on that side, they're more happy for you to be there. Horses that have had frights or things happened can be much more defensive on the left than on the right. Not that I'm saying that's the case with Umo. I mean, we did have a bit of an issue, a bit of a drama over there with the getting on. But I mean, they have a system of excellence in all they do with the horses at his breeder. So it's definitely not that it was anything really scary. Just the whole getting on his back thing turned into a bit of a drama. But anyway, yeah, so the other reason is that if they think they might have to escape, they'll have their stronger side ready to lead off in the direction they want to go away. For whatever reason, or maybe it's just like being left-handed, right-handed, you've got one strong side, one weaker side, I don't know. There's different theories, and it depends on the horse, different reasons I also see for that. So with Umo, you know, when I stop him, and you can see this in the film, when I stop him and he's going around me loose, if he's going to the left, he'll stop and come in, but he'll always swing around to give me his right side. So I'm on his right side. So we're just doing a bit of work on that to see if he'll allow me to come on the left side, because I suddenly realised that why would I go on with preparation to get on his back from the left side? Of course I could do it on the right side, which we should also and will also do. So I just let him go around. If I see when I'm asking him to stop that he's going to swing and give me his right side, I'm just trying with eye pressure only so he doesn't go off too much, just to ask him to carry on the circle and then try and stop again. And as he comes in, try and give him a bit of a rub. Sometimes that's a bit disturbing and he goes off again. We got on okay with that. That was a good start. I decided to finish off the session doing the same thing with the rope halter on, just so I could give him a bit more suggestion added into that, and just say, hey, why not let me stay on the other side? You know, sometimes it also can be things become a bit of a habit, and sometimes just saying, hey, it's all right to do it this way, can just help. So today I'm going to work a bit more on that and see if we've got any progress. So I'm going to do a bit of, just repeat our little groundwork exercises, have a bit of warm up, let him loose again with the stirrups down. You see I've got the stirrups nice and short, so there's no way he's going to get his leg stuck in it or anything, but just this so it can swing around. We're just going to do the girth up another hole before we start. Umo's got a very small little horn. When I first met him, I said, oh, I found my unicorn. And I used to joke with the lovely Jorge, the trainer that works over there at the breeder. And he said, oh, he's so calm, and how have you calmed him down so much? And I said, oh, well, it's the little horn. It's actually an energy button. And I was just pissing around, joking. So I started just to turn it like I was turning down the energy. And he just relaxed and dropped his head, and oh, Jorge, he was pissing himself. It was hilarious. But anyway, let's have a go and see what happens. There's some monster horseflies around today, so yeah, not very nice. It was a bit disturbing in parts there. But we're still getting a big bronco going around here today. But yeah, he's slightly spooked. I think we're going to have to go around to the bus stop and have another session with the cushions over there. But yeah, he's quickly come to doing a nice smooth canter, so we got a good smooth and steady round in both directions. Now we're just going to start again our little project from the other day and see if I can get him to let me come on his left side. So there he's actually suddenly looks a bit more relaxed about that. You see when he's snorting, and we call that letting out the butterflies. I think he's had a little moment of stepping up here into realising that I'm not going to attack him on his left side. He seems to be getting better with that now. Even if he's not coming in, he's standing and completely parallel to me, showing his full left vulnerable side. Just playing with that balance of enough to send him away, but not away too much, to just try and say, okay, you can come, but only on the left side, not on the right side, to keep me in his left eye. I mean, you can talk about it as which side they want to give you. Some people talk about it which eye. You know, of course, they're seeing different things with both eyes. As a flight animal, they have that, so they have a much broader vision of everything. Even the same thing can be a completely different issue to a horse when they see it on the other eye. So that was a nice one. I think we might leave him at that today. Okay, so what do you think, Umo? Too many flies. Yeah, we're going to give up now. It's got a bit hot. Too many flies. And I had a nice little result at the end there. I'm very happy with that. I think he took a big step. Of course, all these little wins that we get there little by little, but that doesn't mean it's done. You know, that'll need done again and again and again and again and again, thousands of times, especially with a horse like this, to confirm things. You know, it's one thing is getting it, but to confirm that it's really in takes a way longer time. So that if there's a stressy situation, or you know, the horse isn't feeling good one day, whatever, they tend to revert back to their more unhelpful, undesirable behaviours. With him, it's just so important to get all these basics absolutely right before I even think about getting on. You know, he's had a wonderful basic education over there, and ideal childhood in horse heaven, in the beautiful pastures, living out, haven't you, Umo? Yes, you had a very good childhood. Just so much gratitude from my heart for Umo, for Emma and Ramon for making it happen, that he could come and live here with me. And yeah, huge learning, growth, opportunity over the next months, years, hopefully rest of my life with my lovely Umos. Okay, so thank you and goodbye from us today.